Hi guys, welcome back with me, Adrian Syal. So, how are you guys? Let me introduce myself again. My name is Adrian Syal. I'm a student in Management International class at Universitas Tanjungpura. My student ID is B1024201011. I'm in a good condition, and I hope all of you in a good condition too. The reason why I attend a human resource management class because I'm excited to explore and learn more about human resource management. For today, topic I'm gonna discuss is about chapter 2 from book Human Resource Management with the title Strategic Human Resource Management and Planning. In this topic, we're gonna discuss that human resource should be involved in the development and implementation of strategic decision throughout the organization, because strategic planning is one of the core business process in organization that will lead organization to a success. We're also gonna learn about how can we become a strategic human resource that can make a strategic planning process for the organization development. That's it. So let's jump to the topic. So before we jump into our main topic, I have two references video for you to know more about strategic human resource management and planning. I will put the link in the description below. The first video is talking about step or process in making a strategic planning. The video tell me that the first step of the strategic planning process is getting input, like do a internal analysis like SWOT or SWOT analysis and PESTEL analysis, or internal analysis, namely stakeholder engagement survey and management team input. The video also tell me how important value, vision and mission need to be set in an organization so the strategy that been made can be done effective and efficiently. The strategy also will be aligned with the value of organization, and there is clear direction in the implementation. Next to second video. The second video is talking about human capital management. I find this topic, since in the video main discussion is what is human capital management and how we manage a human capital in the organization. This video teach me that human capital management consists of individual modules, namely recruitment, core human resource, performance management, compensation management, time leave management, benefit, and payroll. All of the component of module is very important in order to do a human capital management. Each module giving a different role, where each role will affect how to grade a good human capital. So we back to our main topic, which is about HR management and planning. So the use of resource in such a way that the organization can outperform its competitor is the subject of strategic planning or strategic decision. Regardless of which specific strategies are used to guide an organization, having the right people in the right place and the right time is critical to ensuring that the overall strategies are successful. Strategic human resource management entails contributing the organization's strategy, planning, and developing specific human resource initiative to help the company achieve its goal. Strategic planning is a process of defining an organizational strategy or direction and making decision on allocating the resource of the organization, which is capital and people, to pursue this strategy. So in the book of Human Resource Management by Mathis and John H there is a HR headline that give a important lesson about how important strategic human resource management and planning affect an organization. So what I got from the HR headline was about how the Lee Memorial Healthcare System graded a strategy that resuscitate the organization. HR staff Lee Memorial encouraged middle management to hold honest and frank discussion with the staff to expand the urgency of the employee situation in the light of the 2008 economic crisis. helping employee make the connection between the health of the organization and their job security yield a great result for the organization and its staff. Limemoria HR staff invite employee and clinicians to get involved in the Lean or Six Sigma projects, identifying area for cost reduction. Because of this, they were able to reduce costs and increase income. They also managed to save 200 worker positions that had already been laid off. It told me that placing organizational survival on every employee rather make it possible to gain a competitive advantage through the effective utilization of each human resource. So our main topic is about strategy, human resource management and planning. But what is a strategic planning? So strategic planning is a process of defining an organizational strategy or direction and deciding how to allocate the organizational resource to pursue this strategy, like I said in the introduction. So what are the examples of strategic planning? Example of strategic planning such as planning improving a customer service, innovative product and service, and using technological advantage, and so on. I think all of the strategy that been made can be referred as a strategic planning if the strategy has a plan that is aligned with the vision, value of the organization, and clear direction, and if it is carried out with effectively and efficiently. So in the strategic planning, there is a process before we can make it. So strategic planning process is a series of processes that must be carried out to make a strategic plan for the organization. There are 7 steps in the strategic planning process. The first step is the organizational mission, where the organization must be able to know and set the vision, value, culture, purpose, and mission to realize in the making of strategic planning. After the process, there is a SWOT analysis is carried out regarding to the strength, weakness, which are considered as internal factor, and opportunity and threats that considered as external factor in an organization. Then after the analysis, the organization must determine the goals and objectives of the company so that everything is directed and aligned. After these steps are complete, the organization strategy formulation will be carried out in the organization. The 5th step is the formulation of supporting functional strategy, which are carried out for the benefit of the functional organization. The next step is the implementation of the strategy that has been made into the organization. And the last step is to evaluate and reassess the implementation of our strategy so that it can be ascertained whether the strategy implemented has brought success or has been implemented properly or not. When discussing strategy, human resource management and planning, there is a 2 type human resource staff in organization. There is traditional human resource and strategic human resource. So traditional human resource has a narrow focus on issues like basic personal management and labor relation. Their goal is to take care of employees and keep them happy and satisfied. Meanwhile, strategic human resource work to develop and promote talent among the existing workforce. Traditional human resource also sees itself as doing the same thing with the same tool year after year. The only thing that change are the employee face. Meanwhile, strategic human resource works hard to stay ahead of the competition. They keep track of the new idea in the field as well as the new technology that can help manage their employee more effectively. So in the process of making strategic planning, there is a process of SWOT analysis. But what is a HR factor in SWOT analysis? So analysis of strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat is a typical starting point or an input in strategic planning process because it is allow manager to consider both internal and external conditions in organization. There are some HR factors in SWOT analysis. First is strength. Strength for organization based on HR factor, for example, are intellectual capital. Capital here refer to human capital within an organization. Then loyal capital or loyal employee, a committed employee, innovative, adaptive employee, and high performance practice. The several kind of employee can be considered as a strength for an organization. Meanwhile, that considered as a weakness is lack of skill employee, lack of leadership, and outdated telemanagement practice. For opportunity, there is like a market position, an export market, global expansion, technology advance are considered as opportunities in human research. Why all of this considered as opportunities in human resource? Because all of the mentioned before is external factor that can affect, change, and develop human resource in an organization and make easier for human resource also to develop and make work easier. And then there are threats, external threats such as legal mandate, restriction, competitor power, economic uncertainty, and talent shortage, which mean there currently aren't enough skilled workers available to fill the number of open jobs, is considered as the threat for human research in SWOT analysis. After all strategies that being implemented in organization, there is need measurement for human capital effectiveness. But what is human capital effectiveness measure? So human capital effectiveness measure is really an important thing to do, which measuring the benefit of human capital is show how effective human resource practice help an organization and its employee. There is several things that can use to measure human capital effectiveness. First is revenue per employee. It's a measure of employee productivity and show the revenue generated by each full-time employee. Next is return on investment. Return on investment is widely used financial element that can be applied to measure contribution and cost of HR activity. Next is human capital value added. So human capital value added is an adjusted operating profit per full-time employee. There is also human capital return on investment that directly show the amount of profit derived from investment to labor, which represent the leverage the company has on labor costs. There is also human economic value added, so how much more valuable for organization has become because of its investment in human capital. A variety of financial measures can be accessed to show the contribution human capital makes to organizational results. So after all of the discussion, let's jump into the critical thinking activities, chapter 2 in book Human Resource Management by Robert L. Mathis and John H. Jackson. So the first question is, discuss how technology has changed job in an organization where you have worked and what are some HR response to those changes. So technological advancement have a huge impact on organization. New method of communicating, processing information, manufacturing have led to the development of economy around the world. Employment has undergone major change as a result of technological advance. In many cases, monotonous, repetitive operations have evolved into a complex knowledge job that require a new set of skills in human. So many jobs that human normally do are being replaced by technology or robot that are growing. Rather than having workers standing on assembly line alone performing small specialist tasks, today workplace utilize team of workers who collaborate and share various tasks. The skills required in this work environment are very different from the past. Communication, collaboration, technical skill, and adaptability are necessary in the for the future success. This is what HR must do to create, train, and ensure that people in organization will have the qualification that we mentioned before. The second question is, as the HR manager for a multinational corporation, you want to identify HR competency that are critical for global companies. Visit in the website for the World Federation for People Management Association to research the topic and to identify difference in the body of knowledge in different parts of the world. So my answer is, the Human Resource Competency Survey is a tool that allows companies to measure the critical competency of their HR professional, which I found to be very interesting. Individual professional also conduct self-assessment, and the professional key customers do so as well. The survey assesses participants on not only business knowledge but also personal credibility, HR functional capability, change management, and culture management, with the goal of determining whether a global core competency for human resource management exists, or thus whether an HR professional can be defined. After critical thinking activities, there is a HR experiential problem solving. So there is two questions of it. The first question is, what is the process to use for identifying the component of the human resource strategy planning process? The first thing to do is to conduct a survey or input regarding to external or internal within the organization and its component. The input then can be done is in the form of SWOT or pastel analysis. After the input, we prepare an outline of what strategies should be done to create a strategy that can lead the organization to success and solve problem in an effective way. After the strategy has been determined, we must conduct an assessment whether each component of the strategy set for HR planning is accordance with the value, vision, or purpose of the company. Next, the second question. The second question is, what other company strategy objectives must the HR strategy plan integrate and support? My answer, a common human resource strategy objective is to ensure the organization workforce is capable of meeting future staffing needs. Human resources are an integral part of any strategic plan. If the business does not have the right skill and talent in the place to achieve its goal, then the strategic plan will fail due to lack of knowledge and manpower. There is 4 ways HR really can impact business strategy. Namely, the first one is ensure alignment around the organization vision and value as a solid foundation. The second one, ensure alignment around the organization vision and value as a solid foundation for strategy. The third one is keep culture top of mind as an enabler of strategy. The fourth one is help leader clearly identify and articulate the people component of the strategy. After the HR experiential problem solving, next we're gonna discuss about case pioneer to HR analytic. So there is 2 questions of it. So the first question is, what are some reasons that more organizations do not implement HR analytic? How would you make the case for adopting HR analytic? The lack of simple standard that inform how analytics can help business compete better is one of the reasons why some organizations do not use HR analytics. Some businesses have the misconception that workforce analytics is just a simple measurement like headcount, labor cost, turnover, and so on. And how would I make the case for adopting HR analytics? I would like to have a joint discussion with top executive or other manager and explain them what HR analytics can help them. That HR analytics will help them identify a set of capabilities that manager can use to quickly select and deploy skilled worker over time. The right cost, place to achieve important business results, as well as how the training will be provided to develop talent of the employee. Next, the second question. How can HR professional develop the needed skill to analyze and interpret metrics, and what resources could an HR professional consult to begin building expertise in this area? So, my answer, as a professional would have started from the beginning. They must first comprehend the fact captured by the media. In other words, they must comprehend the real-world operation of the business to which the metric apply. Then it's just a matter of having fundamental understanding of statistics and the rules, which is accounting or otherwise, that were used to determine which data to collect and how to present it. So what resources could an HR professional consult to begin building expertise in this area? I think it is truly effective in driving and supporting the institution workforce. HR must constantly assess the organization need and challenge. The first step is to conduct a diagnostic of the institution expectation and its HR needs, followed by an honest assessment and how well the HR function meet those expectations. This analysis must be performed before any change can be made. Structure, staffing, system, and metrics should then be developed to support the direction established for HR. This is the end of the discussion. In conclusion from today's topic, I learned how HR do a strategy management and planning with its aim at helping company to succeed and do important things in an effective and efficient way. And I also learned about what is strategic human resource and how HR play an important role for the strategic planning. The knowledge that I get today in this class will be very useful when I am in an organization, so that I already know the process that can be done to make a strategic planning so that my organization can advance and compete with a competitor. That's all for me. Thank you everyone for watching.